Next one, which is under Sharia standard number 21. Can you explain clause 3.7? Okay, let's go. 21. Okay, 21 is financial papers, shares and bonds. It's share clause number 3 of 7. Okay. Three seven. Okay. It is permissible to the buyer of a share to undertake transactions in it by way of sale to another and the like after the completion of the formalities of the sale and the transfer of liability to him, even though the final settlement in his favor has not been made. Okay, let's go through a bit earlier. The section is about rules for dealing in shares. Okay, so there are requirements set in here, and we have the ratios as well, like for example loans, interest, deposits of the 30% and everything is mentioned here. And then I think in here it is not permissible to purchase shares by raising interest-bearing loans. Okay, this is understood. It is not permissible to sell shares that the seller does not own and the promise of a broker to lend. Okay, this is also understood, I hope. It is permissible to the buyer of a share to undertake transactions in it by way of sale to another and the like after the completion of the formalities of the sale and the transfer of liability to him, even though the final settlement in his favor has not been made. Okay, this clause is related to COPS. I think you asked the first question also about share standard on COPS. So basically, the buyer of a share, he is supposed to buy the share, then possess, and then sell, right? Now, what will be considered as a possession of share? Can he sell the share even if the final settlement in his favor has not been made? In other words, he has not received the payment yet. So the clause says it is permissible to the buyer of the share to undertake transactions in it by way of sale to another and the like, meaning that he can do such transactions when after the completion of the formalities of the sale and the transfer of liability to him. I hope this is well understood. So he has completed the sale, he has taken the ownership, and the liability of the share has been transferred to him, meaning that he has the ownership, he has the possession. When we say liability, we are actually talking about possession. Okay, so possession is there. So once the liability is there and also completion of the formalities of the sale is there, so ownership and possession both is there, now he can undertake transactions, meaning that he can sell, he can give, he can do other types of ownership transfer, even though the final settlement in his favor has not been made. So he hasn't received the payment yet. So this is, I think, is a fundamental. So even when we say that you need to have ownership and possession before you can sell something, it doesn't mean that you have to receive the other party needs to receive the payment, or you have to receive the payment yet. Rather, or maybe the registration, for example, if it's if there is a government registration or something that has to be made, which hasn't been made yet, right? So still, once the sale contract has been done, from Sharia point of view, we will consider the ownership of the goods or the mabia has been transferred, and immediately the price becomes a debt owed to the seller. Now, in this case, even though maybe the formal settlement has not been made, final settlement has not been made, but he already got his the liability of the share transferred to him, and the sale formalities has been completed as well. So he will be able to sell it to someone else or transfer it to someone else. I hope this has been answered. Thank you. This session was brought to you by TAIF and Adel. If you have benefited from it, please share in your social media platforms about both the entities and share the word. Spread the word. Jazakumullah khairan.